Could you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So first of all, I just introduce about myself. So I'm Raji. So I've been into this industry for several years, taking several courses on BIs like Tableau, Cognos, etc. Okay. So I also have real-time experience. I worked on big MNCs like TCS and CTS. I have some 9 years of real-time experience also, and also the training experience. So that's my background. So can I have some quick introduction about you, Alison?
Sure. My name is Allison Herman. I don't know. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, yes, I could hear you.
Okay, wonderful. Uh, I really appreciate your willingness to train this evening, my time. I'm sure morning your time. And I've had the opportunity to work with Raj for quite a bit. I have some background with SharePoint, and I'm really interested in learning a little bit more about Tableau and other technology in general.
Okay. So you, already you're aware of Tableau, like you know some basics related to Tableau, or you're completely new?
Actually, this will actually be somewhat new to me. I've done some research, but I'm actually pretty unfamiliar with it so far, but eager to learn.
Okay, okay, sure. So you could have seen my course content. So whatever yours, so would you be able to see my screen now? Is my screen visible, Alison?
Yep, I'm actually just taking a look at it now. Yep, I can see it.
Okay, so this would be the course contents which would be covered in this entire course. So basically, so for some people, like they would be like a new freshers or students, so they need some data warehousing and BI background also. So mostly I start with that. Otherwise, I start with Tableau introduction. So it will go like from the basics of Tableau, like why should we go for Tableau, how Tableau is been different from other products, and what all the different products we have in Tableau, what is the architecture, and about the interface, and how to build the basic visualizations, how to create various types of graphs, charts, formatting, grouping, sorting, filtering, various types of filters, and then we go for parameters, groups, sets, bins. Then about the calculations, from the basic to the detailed calculations, also about some mappings, then some advanced concepts like advanced visualization, analytics, integrating with R, Python. So it will go from basics to building your dashboard, stories, data blending and all, to the advanced concepts. Okay, it's going to be more of practical oriented session. It is not going to be theoretical session. It's going to be just the first two classes would be theoretical. So it would be like just I would be explaining about Tableau, the interface and all. Otherwise, it is going to be an end-to-end practical oriented session. For each concepts, I would be explaining with an example only, and then you can also follow me, or you can also create the same example with using different data sets. Okay, so that's how this training would be going on. So Tableau, it's like a open source, so you can easily install Tableau from Tableau website. So they are giving a free software for learning itself. So you can download and install Tableau public. So we also have Tableau desktop that comes for the 14 days trial version. So you can download and you can install it. Let me show you already built dashboard. So whatever you're seeing in the screen now is something which has been already built using Tableau. So your final output is going to be something like this. Okay, so it's basically a kind of a data visualization tool. So you're going to visualize your data. So there are many tools in the market, but Tableau is something which been standing as a leader. It's been used by many top companies, mainly because of certain flexibilities, user friendliness. It's very easy tool to learn actually. So that's why they also prefer for even for students or freshers to use this tool. It's completely a kind of a very user friendly tool. So where you can connect to your data sources directly, and also you can have any form of data source from flat files to either you have it as a relational or a dimensional or even in the cloud. So you would be able to connect with Tableau and you can easily transform your data to a visualization. So in this course that we would be covering all these, like why should we go for visualization, so what's important, we should go for visualization, and how to build various types of visualization, how to analyze a requirement, how to connect with various types of data sources. All those things would be covered in this course. Create a visualization. So basically, why should we go for this type of visualization? So when you take a requirement, what are all the different types of visualization which is already available, and among those, how you can choose the proper one. So those types of things also we would be learning about in this course. Okay, and all my uh, sessions would be, as I said, it's going to be more of the practical oriented sessions. So each thing we will discuss about the requirement, then I would be explaining with an example. So you have any questions, Alison? You want anything very specific in this demo?
So far it's been pretty clear. Definitely, uh, since this is really, I guess, my first exposure to this particular tool, so I don't have any specific questions to start off with. Just that I would like to definitely see how the data gets imported and or connected, and then how it goes from there.
Okay. So when you just open the Tableau interfaces, so you could see like Tableau supports all these types of data sources. So you, from the flat files, you can connect to Excel or text files, MS Access file, JSON file, PDF, spatial files, statistical files, and all. And if you see, these are the server related databases. So you have the dimensional databases, relational databases, cloud databases, SAP databases, Hadoop databases. We also have the web data connector to pull the data from the web sources. Other than that, we also have the ODBC connectors also. So there are different types of data source connectors. So that's why I said Tableau supports wide variety of data sources. So you can have your data in any form of a source. Okay, so in case if you're connecting to your flat file, you click on the Excel, okay, or a CSV file, locate the folder where you have stored the file. Okay, then you can just click on it and give open. So it's very direct connectivity. So Tableau does not have any kind of a middleware to bring your data to the application. It is a very direct connectivity. You are going to directly bring in your data, and then you can just associate the corresponding tables whatever you need it. So in case if I need the order table, I pull the order table. If I need the people table also, so I pull the people table, but that should be some relationship between the order table and people table. so that some kind of a common data item that is going to connect both the tables. So we have four types of joins supported in Tableau. So if you go by a inner join, it is going to take only the matching records. If you go by a left join, it is going to take all the records from your left table and matching from the right. In case of right join, all the records from the right and matching records from the left, and full outer join, it takes records from both the tables, all the records. So you go for the preferred join based on the requirement. You can also check the corresponding columns, and so Tableau supports two modes of connection: live and extract connection. So if when you go by a live connection, it is going to connect directly with your data sources. So extract, Tableau follows in-memory technology. That is, you can take either the entire or a subset of data, and you would be able to keep it in your local memory, in your local RAM when you work on the development environment. From there, you can pull your data. So what happens is, since we are directly connecting the data sources with the application, performance is also one factor we need to consider. So when you go by a live, when I have some large data sets, my performance may get affected. So in that cases, if I switch to extract, so if I'm going to process the data from my local memory, my performance is going to be faster. Okay, so we will be seeing all these things in a very detailed manner when we go for the course. So now I'm just giving you an outline. So what is about live and what is about extract. Excuse me. So we always, as a best practice, we prefer to go by a extract methods only. Until our requirement is based on some very live transaction data, we go for the live data, else we go for the extract data. We can also refresh the extracts based on the data changes. When something is getting changed on my database, I can easily refresh my extract to capture those data changes. Okay, and then you can go and create all your visualizations. So you will be creating various visualization in each sheet, and finally you will be putting it on a dashboard or a story, so that will be published to the Tableau server. So whatever development you do, that will be on the Tableau desktop. And finally, you have to publish that to a Tableau server for online. So server is a on-premise data, Tableau online is a cloud-based source. So either you have to publish to your server or online environment. Only from there you would be able to share it with your end users or customers. So this is the process how we create visualization and share it with the customers using Tableau. Same if you want to connect your server related databases. For example, if you want to pull your data from a SQL server, then click on the SQL server. You can give the server details, whether it is a local authentication or server authentication. Server authentication, you have to give the corresponding user ID and password. Then sign in, select the tables, correspond the corresponding database. Again, the same process only, whatever I showed on Excel. So it's very easy. Like connecting to any data sources, just configuring the data source is important. Other than that, connecting to tool is same process only.
So I just had a quick question about the publishing to server and the cloud-based part of it. So is that I guess I'm thinking like real-world application when companies are using this, like if they have sensitive information, how is that can you publish that locally or to like a company's server, or does it have to go cloud?
So we have some securities that has been assigned in Tableau itself. So when you have some sensitive information, even after a server is something which is not accessible by everyone. So it is based on the sign-on only. So you will be having the corresponding login credentials to sign into your server, and also for your end users. Okay, so we have some certain permissions, certain roles. So when you are adding a user, yeah, there are various types of roles, whether you assign them only the viewing permission or only the editing permission, viewing permission, or you also give the editing permissions. So if I'm not giving the editing permission, they cannot edit the data. They can just view the data. Okay. Until and unless if I give the only the editing permission, they would be able to edit the data. So the data would be always secured. Apart from that, we also have some kind of user level security. So you can also set in case if you have some confidential information where you want to share it with some users, but you don't want to share it with some users. In that cases, we can also restrict using a user level security. Okay, so you can set a user filter or something. So only those users who have access to the data would be able to see those details when they log in. Other users would may not be able to see the details. So for some you again for some users you can give editing permission. For some you can restrict the editing and only you give the viewing permission. Did I answer your question, Alison?
Yeah, and I'm just kind of like thinking it through. Yeah, I think you did. I mean, I definitely understand, the user level security. Sorry about that. I definitely understand the user level security and the permissioning. I was just curious to know if like if companies have like how this is approached in real world. Like, is every company that's using this using it in the cloud?
Sorry, come again.
Sorry, like is every company that's using it everyone accesses this like cloud based? Like for instance, like I guess yeah, I guess that is my question.
So you're
But it
asking
sounds
like
like
everyone should use the
mhm.
server to view the details.
Okay. So okay, I gotcha.
So we have different Tableau products. If your customers or the customers whoever you're going to share your outputs, right? So in that cases, they are also a technical person. They would also be doing some kind of editing and all. In that cases, they can go for the server. Okay,
Okay.
but if they are just going to view the reports or view the outputs from their side, they don't have anything to edit, or they are not from a technical background. They are completely a non-technical customers. We have a Tableau product called Tableau Reader. Okay, so
Okay.
using Tableau, so Tableau Reader is completely a free version. It's not licensed. So Tableau Reader is just used to view the workbooks which has been already created and published. So your customers can directly go and use the Tableau Reader itself if they are not going to do anything, edit your data or something. Tableau Reader, they would be able to view the reports with the same interaction. So they can also interact with the reports. Only thing is they cannot edit or they cannot modify the reports.
Mhm. And what about access to like the back end data or like the raw data that's driving the visualization?
So here Tableau uses VisQL, so visualization query language, so which is actually uh, transforming everything of a drag and drop into a view level. So you can mostly Tableau is not that user friendly to view the data like a query details or something based upon your view. Maybe when you have this server and after publishing to a server, in that we have uses the Postgres database as a repository. So where all your informations would be stored, your report details or log files, everything would be stored in that particular Postgres database. From that, you would be able to query something related to your reports.
Okay. It makes sense. I understand what you're saying. I was just curious on that because I know that like it's just security on data. It's just I was just curious on that. So that makes sense though. I think like I said, I would just have to kind of like see it in real world applications, like if there was yeah. But I understand you definitely answered my question. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. So in order to explain that, first I have to sign in. So I have to create my account in online or server, and then I have to sign in. So only that I would be explaining. But definitely we will come across all these things in the course section. So any other questions you have, Alison?
so much. Right now, it's been very, very straightforward, and it's amazing how user friendly it
Okay.
is. I mean, are there other visualizations that you'd like to go through, or other areas that you'd like to go through?
So there are various types of visualization we can build using Tableau, from yeah, like a very easy level to the complex level kind of visualizations. And also there is some kind of automatic interactions also. When you put it on a dashboard, you can set some interactivity between different kind of visualization. So you can view the interactive dashboards. It's not going to be a static kind of reports. It's going to be a very interactive kind of dashboards. So Tableau has been like uses various types of external applications also. Like if you something, if it is not readily achievable in Tableau, you can also connect with the external statistical programming languages, because Tableau also plays a major role with analytics. So data analysis also, not only data visualization, it also plays a major role with data analytics. You can easily integrate some R or a Python kind of statistical programming language with Tableau, and you can take those kind of scripts into Tableau to achieve some kind of complex visualization. So if you see, this is a very simple dashboard that explains about the which cards do the Dutch purchases. Okay, but to see it's very simple. But when I really built, so we have to build these many types of visualizations, and it has been integrated into a single dashboard. So this is a separate line graph, and this is
Apologies,
for the.
your phone line is getting a little bit muffled. I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
There you go. Your phone line had been a little bit muffled, but you just sound it just came back a little bit.
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry.
No
So I
worries.
was,
So
yeah, so I was just explaining about this dashboard. So this is seems to be a single dashboard, but each and everything is a separate sheet, so that everything it's been integrated into a single dashboard. So like that, so we will be having like from simple to complex level of requirements. So even something which is not available in Tableau also, you can bring in into Tableau using some kind of external scripts.
what does the back end in something like this look like when you're setting it up?
Sorry?
So like when you're assembling a page that looks like the one that you're sharing on the screen.
Hmm.
And I mean like the layout. I mean I know I understand from what you were just showing a moment ago about charts and the graphs themselves. But when you're
Yeah.
setting up like a dashboard like that, hmm
Hmm. Yeah, so you create a dashboard. So this would be a empty dashboard interface. Okay, so here all the sheets has been hidden because as a best practice is once you put it on a dashboard, we hide those sheets. So I can just unhide it. So then we just drag this and put it on a dashboard. So you also have the various layout references to arrange it properly so that each visualization does not disturb each other. You can set the backgrounds like to any color. So we have the various formatting options also. So you'll be able to format your views. So you can set either at the font, or you can change the alignment, the shading, borders, background colors, the lines, everything you'll be able to format it. So you can also do all those things, and then we put it on a dashboard. We have something called actions. So these actions are going to add interaction between your dashboard. So for example, if I click on Valso again, so I should see how many persons have purchased Valso. Okay, so those types of interactivity is also possible. We can do it with Tableau dashboards.
and where would things like the logo images be housed then?
So
Would you
these
be using
images,
those kinds of things?
yeah, so these images are put it into the shapes actually. Okay, so in shapes you can actually put your images. So uh, since these images we are using it as a logos, we can associate in shapes. Otherwise you have to bring the external images. We also have options to bring
So sorry, I think I just might have lost your audio.
as an image itself. You can directly click on the image. So if you once you install Tableau, so if you go to the my documents or something, you will have a folder called Tableau repository. So in that you have all the Tableau related files. You have some folder called shapes, right? So in this shape folder, you can so these are the default shapes which is readily available when you install Tableau itself. When I want to bring some custom shapes, I can create some folder and I can put. So all these images are just brought in using the shapes. So you could see here shapes. In that car logo, the new folder has been added and they have added all these images. Got it, Allison?
Yep. So I
So
mean, it sounds like you're just creating a new folder in your for your shapes, and then adding any imagery that you need to
yeah,
there.
yes. In the
Okay.
repository, inside the shapes folder, you can create your corresponding folders, put it your images, and then you can open your Tableau instances. If you give reload shapes, those things would be available in your shapes. Then you can associate into your view.
And then when you publish it out to the server, then I guess is it publishing that as well?
Which one?
When you're publishing your information out to the server, to the cloud, is it
Hmm.
publishing all of the logos and the imagery as well?
Yes, everything will get published to your server. So
Okay.
whatever, so that's what I said. So whatever you see on this Tableau repository, right? So you have all the Tableau related things. When you publish it, you're going to publish this as an entire workbook to your server. So everything, all those related files will get stored to your Tableau server repository. So that repository, it's a database. So Tableau uses some small database, Postgres database as its repository in the server.
Okay.
So even when you create extract also, that extract is going to get directly published into your server. We refresh the extracts automatically from the server. So you don't need to redo any work when you publish on the server. It's going to be exactly what you have developed would get published onto your server.
And so that was that's of course why I'm asking, just because I didn't know if you had to to place the imagery somewhere on the server itself, but it sounds like it automatically does that when you publish out.
You mean you need to see the server?
No, I was just asking, like I know what, for instance, of course, when we were working with SharePoint, that we had to post all of our images before we were using them on pages. But it sounds like you build everything locally here, and then when you publish out, everything just goes with.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
Okay.
saying then. So in Tableau, like when you like when we publish it, it's going to be a Tableau workbooks with TWBX extensions. Okay, that is a packaged workbook. If you see, this is a packaged workbook. This packaged workbook is going to get published into the server. So this packaged workbook is something like our zip file, so which is going to contain all the external images or external files. Whether if you even use when you go for mapping, if you use a geocoding files or anything, everything get uh, stored as a packaged workbook. See, you can just click here. You could see something called unpackage. When I unpackage, I would be able to see all the details which is being shared along with this. You could see a folder, right? So in this, all the details. So the data file, and if you have used a custom shape file, you would be having custom shape file or a custom coding file. Everything would be get stored as a kind of a zip file. So that's why we save the reports also in the TWBX format. So you will get a
Okay, that
very
makes
clear
sense.
idea. Yeah, when we go through the courses, like when we go each concepts in detail, definitely you will get a very clear idea. Maybe for demo purposes, I'm just explaining you in a very fast manner. In that cases, you may have some doubts, but when we go through each and everything in detail in the courses, definitely we will be getting a very better idea.
Yep, and that makes sense. I know I'm asking some of those questions, and maybe getting ahead of myself, but it's very, very interesting to me.
Okay. So any other questions, Alison?
I, no, I was I don't have any specific additional questions now, other than I was just going to just,
Okay.
let you
So
continue with
you're
your demo.
comfortable with yeah, comfortable with my teaching methodology? Is it slow or fast, or do
So
you
sorry, what
find
was the
it
question?
easy? So your voice was dropping actually. Hello? Alison?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay,
Your phone has gotten a little bit muffled. There we go.
okay. So yeah, I was asking like how's my teaching methodology? You're comfortable with it?
Yeah, you were definitely definitely clear, and it was easy to follow. Um, like I said, I can certainly get ahead with asking questions and whatnot. Like I said, outside of the phone occasionally being a little bit muffled, but the training itself is very clear.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, and I can definitely appreciate that there. It looks like this is incredibly easy to use and yet incredibly powerful. So there's a lot to learn.
Yes, like it's very easy only. Once you follow, like a day to day, if you try to create, because Tableau, you will be having getting the lots of resources for free, so it doesn't cost much also. So like when you want to learn it, you get lot of resources for free. So definitely we can, if you be just practice it for a month's time, you will be very comfortable with the tool.
Yep, I can definitely see that, and I'm definitely a hands-on kind of learner. So it's something where once I get get a chance to actually work with the software itself, then I'd probably pick it up fairly quickly with just like a little bit of direction.
Sure. Okay.
So were there other areas that you wanted to cover in the demo? I know you'd mentioned, just going back to my original notes. we were looking. And you mentioned why it's important, how to analyze, and then we looked at how to connect to the data source, how to create. Um,
So analytics, I told you, right? So we have some kind of analytics options here. So this is kind of very basic analytics, whether you want to forecast your data, whether you want to go create a trend line, linear trend analysis, or otherwise, as I told you, you can also bring in your external. So we have something called manage external service connection. So like if you have a R or a Python, you can bring the external scripts. So to put something more on the analysis part, analytics part, like if I want to do a linear regression or if I want to do some kind of statistical analysis and all, I can use that also. So if you see here, this the forecast option is being used. So it's very direct. You just need to drag the forecast into your graph. So based on the details you give. So if I give like if I want to predict for a year, so I gave input like past 4 years. Based on that, automatic prediction is being done. Okay, uh, just a drag and drop. It will predict for a year or a month period. So we have the various forecast options also. So like you can either go for the automatic or exactly. We have the various forecast type of choosing the model. You go by automatic, so everything is done automatic. Else, if you want to avoid the seasonality or you manually want to choose the additive or multiplicative methodologies, those things also you can do. Same, you can also go for the linear trend analysis. We have the various types of trend analysis. So I can go for a linear trend analysis on my graph. So that things also we can able to do. So we have the various types of filters. So if you see, I can go from the normal date filters, or I can go from the basic dimensional measure to the wildcard or conditional kind of filters. So we will be discussing all these things like in a very detailed manner, like what is a filter and how to create different types of filters and all.
Out of curiosity, what other available like analytics visualizations are available? Is it like I see Boxplot, for instance, is on there.
Yeah, box plot is also
Um,
there.
I'm I it's been a couple of years since I've used it, but I used to use Minitab when I was going through Greenbelt training.
Okay.
So I was just curious to see what else they had.
So these are the basic kind of analytics. So you can also, like as it is said, you can also bring in your external scripts. So in that also you'll be able to do some kind of linear regression. So you can do for some kind of if you want to do some kind of correlation and all. For that, you have to first install your. So do you know R, Python programming languages? Are you proficient
No,
with that?
unfortunately, unfortunately, I don't. Not familiar with any programming languages. Really, well, not too much.
Okay. Okay. So like first of all, the basic requirement is we should have some knowledge related to the R and Python. In that case, we can also, because we should know like what kind of scripts we have to use it. So you can bring in your those scripts to inside Tableau, and we may be able to use it. We have various types of maps also. So you can use various types. So you will do something like related to maps also. It's not happening. So we can build various types of maps. So we will have a complete session for maps alone, how to bring in use maps, how to use background maps, different types of map buildings and all.
Wow. Okay. Um, out of curiosity, when it's bringing in data and mapping it to the maps, where is like how is it matching that information?
So Tableau uses online maps directly from OpenStreetMap contributors. So you could see this OpenStreetMap contributors, right? So they uses their maps directly. So it's everything. It's a kind of online interactive maps.
So like then like if you're pulling okay, so like an example like this one, where you have your raw data that's being pulled into this visualization, what in your raw data, like so for instance, if you had Netherlands here and then in your raw data the Netherlands with slightly different, how is that mapping?
So Tableau has its own kind of GIS which is being built. So when you connect, right? So when you connect to any data sources, you could see some kind of generated fields, latitude generated, longitude generated. So these are generated fields which helps to automatically plot your map. So suppose we have some geographical fields, so the geographical role is also being set. So suppose it's a country is being set. State or a city is being set. So when you just plot these values with the corresponding longitude and latitude, so if you see, sometimes it may not plot it correctly, but see I'm connecting to US data, but the country is being India here. But Tableau automatically
This is what
assigns
I was
any.
looking for.
Okay,
Yep. This
you
this is
can.
what I was looking for.
Yeah, so you can edit your locations easily. See from India, if I change to United States, so now the cities has been recognized. Okay, and still if I have some cities which is not being recognized, so a Tableau could not find it. What is the city itself? So it's unambiguous. In case if it is going to be unrecognized, then it is easy. But if it's unambiguous in the sense, these locations are not available in Tableau. Okay, so in that cases we have option to enter the latitude and longitude. So I can directly go and search in for the latitude or longitude for this particular country. I can manually enter it. In case if I have too many values which has been unambiguous and Tableau could not recognize it, I cannot do a manual work. So what I do, I create an external CSV file or something, import all the latitudes, longitudes, and then in map we have something called geocoding. So you import the custom geocoding file. So we have a various options to do all these things.
Okay, great. That answered my question. That's great, and that's really um, really flexible. That's really neat.
So anything else, Alison? Can we conclude our demo?
Um, I certainly appreciate all of your time today in going through this. Like I said, I think for me, part of it is just that I would need to just get into it and, um, and start working with it and see, how much I also can figure out as well. And then also any additional trainings that you're able to provide too. But I don't have any specific questions just because this is my first introduction to the software. But it is really, very interesting in what I've been seeing all day, or seeing today with them during this demo. Are there other areas that you wanted to cover, or I mean, Raj, if we still have you on the line as well, is there anything that you wanted to touch on today?
That's it for demo actually. So I didn't because when we go by like a lesson by lesson, I will be just having the corresponding data sets, that sign on details and all. So for today demo, I didn't prepare all those things. So I didn't have the ready data sets or something. So when we go course by course, that time I will explain all the things clearly.
And that makes sense. Definitely makes sense because this was just a demo.
Yeah.
So do we still have Raj on the line?
Sorry?
I wasn't sure if we still had Raj on the line, or if he was not on the same call. Was there anything else that you wanted to cover? I know that yeah, I didn't have any additional questions. But I leave this to you for your demo. If there was anything else you wanted to share.
That's it from my side, because I gave you all some overview about the on the basic things or something. So because if I want to go into detail about all these things, it's going to be like a 1 hour class stretched. Now, in that case, only I can explain in a very detailed manner. So for a demo purpose, I cannot go more than this. So that's what. Definitely, we will have a
No,
detailed session coming up.
that makes perfect sense. Absolutely.
Because again, I should explain from the starting, right? So how we are connecting. So what is a map? Only if I do that, you will get a very clear picture. So for each and every concepts, I cannot go like that in a demo. So that's why I gave you some kind of overview with the already built-in dashboards and all. So you can
Well, like
just
I said,
yeah.
oh,
I
go
was
ahead. I'm so
telling.
sorry.
Hello.
I'm so sorry. There was a delay. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, I was telling like so you can confirm your things with Srini. So based on that, we will start the session from next week onwards.
I'm so sorry. Your phone was a little bit muffled that last time. Is it to
Okay,
follow up
so
on Srini? Oh, there we go. Much better.
yeah. So I was telling you can confirm your things and availability, everything to Srini. Based on that, we will start the regular courses.
That sounds great. That's wonderful. And I really appreciate your time today with this,
Yeah,
and providing this demo. This has been fantastic.
thanks, Alison.
Thanks so much. So, I mean, yeah, if you didn't have anything further in this demo, then I'm definitely happy to adjourn the call. But and I appreciate this is must be your Sunday morning, so I appreciate your time on this because I know that this is kind of an off schedule time too. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
One other quick question. You mentioned, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Srinivas?
yeah. Hi, Raji. The session is over. The demo class it's going on.
Yeah, it's over. You can just
Okay,
confirm with Alison.
okay, sure. Yeah, Alison, if you have any questions, you can post to Raji. If not, then we will wrap up for today. And you can
Okay,
give the
sounds good. I think
yeah, you can give the feedback to Mr. Raj. So once he confirm, then we will take it forward.
So go to Tableau website.
Right.
www.tableau.com. I will ping in the chat window also.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
Yeah. So here you can go to products. So Tableau offers, as I told you, uh, so we have something called desktop. So what I've shown is a desktop. So desktop, you will get only the 14 days trial versions. Else you have to go for the license. But we have Tableau Public, which is completely offer free. Okay, so Tableau Public, which is completely free, you just need to give your email ID and download the app. Okay, and you can install it. So it is completely free, something which is built on cloud, but it is not a secure environment. It is not secured because Tableau Public is something which is being provided by Tableau only for the learning purposes and knowledge sharing purposes. So you can download it and you can use it for your lifetime. It's completely free, and it is something which is built on cloud and non-secure data. So whatever you're creating, you have to publish it, which is accessible by everyone. Okay, but Tableau Desktop, it is a completely secured environment, but Tableau offers only 14 days trial for it. Okay,
Okay.
but that so I will you can either install desktop or you can install Tableau Public. Okay, so you don't need to install now. I will tell you some tricks when you install it. So once you confirm the course, okay. So on the day one, I will tell you like how to use desktop or how to use public. So don't install anything now. You can just explore it. If you want, you can
Okay.
install Tableau Public. Yeah, Tableau Public you can install it from, but desktop don't install now. For desktop, I will tell you some tricks when we start the course.
Okay, so that makes sense. So it sounds like if I wanted to just, but if I did want to start playing with it, or just even just using
You
testing
can
it out,
download and
that I could
install
do
Tableau
that.
Public. Yeah, go for Tableau Public as of now. Okay, so
Yep.
don't install desktop alone. Desktop, I will tell you later.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I won't download Tableau Desktop, but if I wanted to just see it like hands-on, because I'm very much a hands-on learner, um, so then I can always just download the public version and then try
Okay,
it out with just some like demo data.
okay, okay.
Okay, very helpful. All right, that was my last question, I promise. But thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it very much.
Yeah, no problem, Nancy. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, great. But, if you didn't have anything further, then I am happy to close the call and give you the rest of your day back, because I know it's quite early in your morning.
Sure, Alison. So you just confirm everything with Srinivas, and based on that, we will start our course. Okay.
Sounds good. I really appreciate it. Thank you.